Peace, peace, peace. Peace to the gods of the earth. Peace to all the positive people of the universe. Today I'm here, I'm going to manifest. Today's topic on today is we're going to manifest on how to build your international organization. And try to pull the screen up and get the screen shared so y'all can see what I'm presenting here. Okay, well, I hope y'all can see this here. Saying I couldn't share that. I had to share a tab or a window or something. Hold on. Yeah, it's not on my tab. Ah. All right, so I might just have to full screen it, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Just share my full screen. Oh man. All right, well, you know what then? Guess we're just gonna have to do it like this, and I guess I'll just read it. If y'all can't really see it that clear, I'm gonna just read it for y'all. All right, well, anyway, y'all should be able to see this. All right, so starting off at the top, y'all can read that a little bit right there. Part. So I'm gonna just call back my god brother real fast and let him know that I'm doing the live on the Google Meet, and then I'm gonna send it to the Facebook. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Peace, King. I'm doing the live on the Google Meet, and then I'm gonna upload it to Facebook because I can't share my screen on the Facebook and whatnot. So I'm gonna do it on the Google thing, and then I'm gonna send it to I'm gonna upload it to Facebook. So I'm gonna wrap this up. I'm gonna be about like a half hour. Right after that, like by the God hour, I'm gonna call you 7. All right. We're on. All right, dog. I'm gonna be back with you soon. Peace. All right, peace. So, all right, so here we go. Lord Messiah Allah El, universal temple for the sun, planets, moon, and stars. Org is abbreviation for international organization. What is an international organization? International organizations are unions of states or their agencies of non-governmental organizations, non-governmental organizations, ethnic communities, and private individuals from various states. Now, we went into the definition of a state before. A state, the definition of state is a condition of mind or temperance, and then it goes into say an authority, an authority, or to express in writing. You know what I mean? To express in writing. So to express in writing. So basically when you put everything in writing, your will, the international organization, like how I put this here in writing, this becomes basically, as the gods say, as King El say, a material fact. Basically, once you publish it as well, it becomes a material fact. So basically, I'm basically stating I'm creating my state right here by basically writing it into existence. You know what I mean? Like Nas said, it was written. You know what I mean? It was already, Jadika said it was already written, so it was already God. You know what I mean? So this is your ordinance. You're speaking from a universal ordinance or godly ordinance in your fiat, your authoritative command. You know what I mean? This is the authority you're speaking from. So these unions aim at achieving common objectives in various spheres political, economic, social, cultural, and scientific, and represent the primary form of international cooperation. So now, how does that all play into what I'm doing and how I'm forming an international organization? Okay, well, this is what I said. I describe the above international organization, which is Lord Messiah Allah El, you and I verse all, temple for the sun, planet, moon, and stars. Uh, the above international organization abbreviated INT.org, as a divine institution based upon an Islamic trinity of historic prophecy and divinity, having its origin in three essential philosophies for knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad studied at the Moorish Science Temple of America, acquiring the noble title of Elijah Bey. Look it up. You see Elijah Muhammad with the fez on, but the moon and the star, no sword above it, so it wasn't a Masonic fez. It was a Moorish fez. And he nationalized Cassius Clay with the noble title of Muhammad Ali, giving him the title Ali, like Noble Drew Ali. Ali means most high, worthy of praise. In succession, the Father Allah studied at Temple Number 7, taught by Malcolm X. And in turn, he taught the supreme wisdom lessons. He took the lessons out the temple and taught in the street. And from then, he raised his 5% nation of gods and earths. So basically, this shows the historic transcendence of the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding that born the culture of my international organization. So basically, my international organization is based upon this Islamic trinity, the knowledge of Noble Drew Ali, the wisdom of Elijah Muhammad, and the understanding of the Father Allah. And now I'm living out the culture as the son of Allah, you know what I mean, in succession to my father, you know what I mean, because this is all dealing with the laws of succession, you know what I mean, once again. Like when Jesus said in the Bible, King El Belly dropped a bomb on me. He's like, when Jesus said in the Bible, I'm about my father's business, you know what I mean? That's basically saying that, and you know what, even when he spoke to his mother, he said, be about your business. So he spoke to his mama and told his mama, be about your business, because obviously he's about his business. So, and that was some grown man stuff, because you know how a woman is always trying to cultivate a man, but when a man is about his father's business, not even the mother can cultivate that man. You know what I'm saying? So he told his own mama, be about your business. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, so Jesus was about his father's business, showing and proving the laws of succession. And also when you go into the Bible or the Quran, you'll also notice that, they speak about how they say, the father of Isaac, the God of Isaac, the father of Jacob, the God of Isaac, the God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham. You know what I'm saying? They speak about the succession of godhood through the fathers, because the laws of succession go through the father, and the laws of inheritance go through the mother, as an inheritance, inherit, inherit. You know what I'm saying? You inherit everything from her. You know what I'm saying? Everything from the mother. And the laws of succession is the right of the father. This is why we usually give the child the last name of the father, because the legacy is carried on through the father. So hence, the Father Allah, he came as the Father Allah in succession to the universal creator. So he taught that he was arm, leg, arm, head. Allah, Allah in the flesh. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, the Islamic trinity that I'm dealing with is coming from the knowledge, the philosophy of Noble Drew, the philosophy of wisdom, the philosophy of knowledge of Noble Drew, the philosophy of wisdom of Elijah Muhammad, and the philosophy of understanding of Father Allah. And therefore that leads to my philosophy of culture, as we will get down here. You know what I mean? So let me finish, right? So now, so like I said, that shows the cultural transcendence of the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding. So in other words, Elijah Muhammad went through to the foundation. He went to the Moorish Science Temple. He got that information. You know what I'm saying? He also built up, you know what I'm saying, the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? Teaching prominent teachers like Malcolm X. And Malcolm X the father Allah, he studied at Temple Number 7 under the tutelage of Malcolm X. So you see how, Elijah was taught from the Noble Science, from the Moorish Science Temple, and then the father Allah was taught from the Nation of Islam, and then the father Allah went out to the street to teach individuals such as me, and I spread this knowledge to my family, and it keeps going on and on and on. You know what I mean? So this is how it spreads. This is how the knowledge, the wisdom, and understanding carries on through culture. You know what I mean? So, for example, right? So now we got. Let's deal with now the philosophy of wisdom. This is the first. This is the foundation of the Trinity. The philosophy of wisdom. Excuse me. Sorry. The philosophy of knowledge. The Circle 7 Quran, teachings of the Holy Prophet Noble Drew Ali, founder of the Moorish Science Temple of America, which is an American national and religious organization founded by Noble Drew Ali. He based it on the scientific premise that African Americans are descendants of the Moabites and thus are Moorish by nationality and Islamic by faith. You know what I mean? Because the Moors were an Islamic empire, which conquered many nations all across the world. So he taught that we were Asiatic by race, and his particular system of philosophical thought was known as Islamism, in which he taught that Allah and man are one. You know what I mean? So Temple Number 21, 349 Banbridge Street, Brooklyn, New York. That's a temple here in New York where I am. You know what I'm saying? So if I go and I attend certain services there, or certain temple services there, then I go there. I go get information from there. I take the knowledge and I add on. So now we're going to go on to the philosophy of wisdom. The supreme wisdom lessons of Elijah Muhammad, founder of the Nation of Islam in North America, 1934. Masjid Malcolm Shabazz, formerly known as Mosque Number 7, is a Sunni Muslim mosque in Harlem, New York. It was formerly a Nation of Islam mosque where Malcolm X, a minister of the Prophet Elijah Muhammad, preached until he left it for Sunni Islam in 1964. Elijah Muhammad's particular system of philosophical thought was known as Islam via the Black Muslim movement. And his understanding was that Islam is mathematics and mathematics is Islam. And Islam is also meaning peace, is the very nature of the original people. He taught that Allah appeared in the physical form of the person, Master Farad Muhammad, and he, Elijah, is the messenger of Allah. So that was the philosophy of wisdom, as I entitled this in this breakdown. So now we're going into the third part, the understanding, the philosophy for understanding. Allah School in Mecca, Street Academy, 2122 7th Avenue. Allah and Justice, 5% Square in Harlem. We got the street name renamed, Allah and Justice, 5% Square in Harlem, New York. And it is an outreach center for the growth and development of the youth, founded by the 5% Nation of Gaza Earth's co-founder, Allah the Father, and Old Man Justice, also known as Forsyth Akbar. Allah the Father taught 9 students known as the 9 firstborn, and he instructed them, basic, like laws of succession. He instructed them to teach 10 students of their own, and they did. Thus, the 9 firstborn taught 10 students each. 9 times 10 equals 90, plus the 9 firstborn themselves equal 99 attributes of Allah. And Allah being the first, the knowledge, the sun, the foundation. So Allah basically showed and proved that he was Allah, you know what I'm saying? Because he manifested 99 attributes, you know what I mean? Showing and proving. And he did it in a successive order. You know what I mean? We got to understand the significance of what he did. He manifests a successive order. You know what I mean? Because now we say we the sons of Allah. So he, as the father, spread this knowledge of godhood onto his children. So therefore, he gave us a succession of godhood, just like they teach in the Bible. You know what I'm saying? The God of Isaac, the God of Jacob, the God of Abraham, so forth, so forth. So now we are the sons of Allah, the sons of the Father, Allah, right here in the manifested in the flesh. And you know how the Lord's Prayer says, thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. So we are literally manifesting heaven on earth. You know what I'm saying? It's like just like the great gods of Kemet or Egypt did. So and notice too, you see the noble Drew here with his followers, his congregation, and you see the national flag of Morocco. You know what I mean? And you see Elijah Muhammad here, and he's the wisdom, he's the messenger because he wrote multiple books. He has a pool of wisdom. His born name, his honorable name was Elijah Pool. A pool is symbolic to water, you know what I'm saying, which is symbolic to wisdom. So he was the wisdom, you know what I mean? Because he manifested, he flooded us with the water, all them books, the theology of time, message to the black man, our savior has arrived, how to eat to live, part 1 and part 2, you know what I'm saying, the problem book, all of that wisdom, the history of Yakub, all of that history, supreme wisdom lessons, Department of Wisdom, all of that wisdom, all of them books he manifested. He gave us a pool of wisdom. And you see that here, freedom, justice, equality, Islam. You know what I'm saying? You see the flag of Islam here. You know what I mean? Of the nation of Islam. And then now, like I say here, now you see the Father, Allah, and justice here. You see the Father here on the left, to the left, and you see Old Man Justice here on the right. You know what I mean? And these two co-founders hit the streets of Harlem, teaching the knowledge of self to the young black youth. Teach the truth to the young black youth. While shorties was running wild, smoking sex, drinking beer, it wasn't trying to hear what they was kicking in the ear. You know what I'm saying? But but it was accepted because they reflected through the fact of the nation who had the method of civilization and this the situation. So yeah. So anyway, so Allah taught his nation to study our supreme mathematics, supreme alphabet, and the supreme wisdom lessons, also known as 120 lessons. Put that in there. AKA the 120 lessons, as our philosophy or fundamental nature of knowledge, wisdom, understanding, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline. The Father taught his sons to pray to Allah that is within. So, you know what I mean? He wasn't saying we're going to pray to a spook God somewhere out in the universe. He said, pray to Allah that is within and not sit idly around and wait on a mystery God to do for them what they had, what they had the power to do for themselves. Allah taught his sons that they were gods as he was a God, and that the woman is the mother of civilization and the earth. He taught Islam as a mathematical science, which applied to the universal principles of nature. So now we're going into the philosophy of culture. Philosophy of culture is, where I come in with Lord Messiah Allah, I verse all, simple for the sun, planet, moon, and stars, or international organization. And I said, this organization, international organization, is a divine institution based upon a God-centered culture. Shout out to Peace the Born Mastermind for that terminology, God-centered culture. Having its origin in philosophy and philosophies of the above mentioned Islamic Trinity. So basically, we are based in, so our jurisdiction stands upon the laws of the Circle 7 Quran of Noble Drew Ali, the Supreme Wisdom Lessons of Elijah Muhammad, and the Supreme Mathematics and Supreme Alphabet of the Father Allah. Also the 12 jewels as well, you know what I'm saying? So that's basically like our form of law, our jurisdiction, as well as being that we honor all prophets. I'm going to hook this up later on. So I'm going to do a part 2 to this because it's going to be revised and added on to, and it's going to become even more of a greater document, you know what I mean? But right now, this is just a little quick thing I put together so that I can give you a foundation of what I'm dealing with. So yeah, so each and the Supreme, all right, so boom. So yeah, so that's gonna be the foundation. All powers is derived from our universal creator, Allah, our earthly ancestors, father and mother. Just linguists, the rights of the primogeniture, meaning the father, the primogeniture, just postmillennium, just hereditaris, meaning like the rights of the mother, just recuperendi, just solely, jura, swingus, noli. And y'all can look up these terms right here. You know what I'm saying? These are Latin terms. They're kind of hard to pronounce, but look these things up. These are like terms of like power and like, status and so forth. You'll look that up for yourselves. So, in the temple of the said, in the temples of the said Ents organization, we do not worship or pray to a mysterious God thought to be outside of one's very own being. For our body, excuse me, for your body is your temple, and there is where we give reverence to the supreme being and our very own being. Thus, we are the supreme beings. You know what I mean? We teach that, we teach Islam as I self law and master, or I supremely love Allah's mathematics. Thus, I study, learn, and minister, meaning to teach. You know what I mean? To spread the information, not to marry the unalike. You know what I'm saying? But anyway, at the above are said simples. You know what I mean? And like I said, a temple is a place of reverence or acknowledgement of the supreme being. So therefore, we acknowledge the supreme being as ourselves in our own temple. So now let me go on back up here to go into the science of, okay, international organization says we as a union states or their agencies, non-governmental organization. So therefore, the Moorish Science Temple, I mean, you could say they are governmental somewhat because they say they are part and parcel of the said government. You know what I mean? But they're not necessarily defined as a governmental organization. You know what I mean? But they do participate in government. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Nation of Islam. You know what I mean? They don't necessarily deal in voting or things like that, but they deal in the community and community politics and things of that nature. And the Nation of God's Earth as well. We do the same thing. You know what I'm saying? Hold on, Queen. I'm doing a live. I'm gonna build you in a minute, babe. International order. All right. So boom. So yeah. All right. Ethnic communities and private individuals from various states. These unions aim to achieving common objectives in various spheres: political, economic, social, cultural, and scientific, and represent the primary form of international cooperation. So now, how I mentioned before, how I said Elijah Muhammad studied at the Moorish Science Temple. He took that information and helped build up the Nation of Islam. The Father Allah studied at Temple number 7 of the Nation of Islam. He took that information and helped build up the Nation of God's Earth, the Protestant nation. You know what I mean? So therefore, they were all intertwined. There's a historical linkage between these individuals, these private individuals of various states or various nation states, because each of these organizations are nation states. Moorish Science Temple, Nation Islam, Nation of God's Earth. These are nation states. A nation is a group of people who come together under one plane of thought for a common cause. And a state, like I said, starts off as a condition of mind. It also means to be expressed in writing. So therefore, when we develop articles such as like what we teach, what we will achieve, we're stating who we are and what we will achieve and what our purpose is, what our intent is. You know what I mean? What our mission is, so to speak. You know what I mean? So, community control, you know what I mean? Things of that nature. Peace, you know what I mean? So these are the things that we will achieve. And there's another one, but I can skip my memory right now. But yeah, these are the things. And so, and for example, so now you deal with Noble Drew Ali. Noble Drew Ali was dealing with international. He taught us that we are Moorish American, descendants of Morocco, born here in America. Therefore, we are international people. That's an international linkage right there. You know what I'm saying? Do y'all see that? International, Moorish American. That's international. You know what I'm saying? And also, international means to interface with other nations. So, like I say, I don't necessarily like the term a nation being a nation within a nation. We are not supposed to be a nation within a nation. We are to be a nation among nations, stand on our own as a nation. So, being that this information, I try to teach people, I try to add on with people, I try to get people to come into this information. But being that certain nations of people don't want to bear witness to this information, it's not going to stop me from doing what I need to do. You know what I'm saying? So, sit around in your little circles and talk about, oh, yo, Messiah, some bullshit. Yo, he fucking with born mastermind. Or, yo, he talking some more shit. Or, yeah. Talk all that dumb shit you want to. You know what I'm saying? I'm building. You know what I'm saying? I'm building. Y'all see what I'm doing. I'm building. So, y'all keep on doing this. Y'all keep on talking while I'm building. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, like I say, so Noble Drew was dealing with international affairs. Um, uh, Elijah Muhammad was dealing with international affairs. The father was dealing with international affairs. You know what I'm saying? The father was dealing with the government, as far as like Mayor Lindsay, you know what I'm saying? Mayor Lindsay and Barry Gothers, you know what I'm saying? Gothers, you know what I'm saying? He got Mayor Lindsay to give us a school, you know what I'm saying, for $1. And I mean, we got a 99-year lease on a school, you know what I'm saying? By his interfacing with different organizations, you know what I'm saying? We're a non-governmental organization, but he was dealing with politics as well. And he was as a private individual, from various states like Noble Drew, Elijah Muhammad, Father Allah. These were private individuals from various states or nation states or union states. And what makes us an international organization or union states is because, like I said, we have a historical linkage between each other. Knowledge this: the Moors, the Muslims, and the gods, we all bear witness that we all bear witness that Allah is the God. We all bear witness that Allah is God. We all bear witness, and we say that we are all Asiatic. We all bear witness to the culture or the science of Islam. You know what I mean? We all teach that we are original people. Or we know that the universe is mental, it's consciousness. We don't believe in a mystery Allah or a mystery God. You know what I'm saying? All of these things we hold in common. We all have the sun, moon, and star in our flags. You know what I'm saying? Look at our flags. You know what I'm saying? You got star. You know what I'm saying? You got the sun, moon, and star. That red in the background represents the sun. You know what I mean? We got universal symbols in our flag. You see, sun, moon, and star. The number 7 representing the number G, the letter G in the alphabet, which is God. And you see, it's a black 7, so it represents a black God. You know what I mean? We're replacing that white God, that white Jesus. We don't believe in that. We bear witness to the original God, because even in Scripture it says, "And before there was light, there was darkness." Right? So complete darkness is blackness. And if anything was, and if a creator created anything, he or she or it created it out of darkness. You know what I'm saying? So therefore, we got to understand that darkness or blackness is the source of creation. So God is blackness. Anyway, but God is white. Isn't it obvious? Remember the dude in Malcolm X, the preacher, when Malcolm X was in jail, the preacher was like, God is white. Isn't it obvious? But anyway. But yo, the truth being is that We've been brainwashed with that for many, many years, you know what I'm saying? A false image. Even in the Bible itself, it says that so-called Jesus was a man that had hair like wool and skin of bronze. So we know that that's a nappy head, dark skinned man. You know what I'm saying? Like, just keep it real. Like, that's what he's described as. You know what I mean? He was born in a region where the people had dark skin. When they said he went into hiding, just like Moses and Jesus, everybody that went into hiding, they said he went into Egypt. Now we know the gods of Egypt was jet black. People in Egypt was black. The gods of Egypt was black. So if you went into Egypt to hide or to camouflage, that to blend in, you had to be black, just like the Egyptians. You couldn't have been white because you would have stuck out like a sore thumb. You can't camouflage. If you're white, you're trying to camouflage amongst a whole bunch of black people. It's not gonna happen. You're gonna stick out like a sore thumb. So therefore, these people going into these lands to hide or to seek refuge, they hid amongst people that look like them. So therefore, they wouldn't be detected. So that's just a common sense. You know, you just add it up. But anyway, so like I say, I don't want to make this too long, but I just wanted to emphasize on the fact of how these three nations here are all international organizations. And, you know, like, oh yeah, during the 60s, you know, the father and the 5%, we was out there in, what was it, 67 when Martin Luther King was assassinated. 68 when Martin Luther King was assassinated. We was out there holding down the riots, you know what I'm saying, in Harlem, New York, we was going through the crowds enforcing peace, making sure that the people didn't riot. You know what I'm saying? The father received accommodations for that, you know what I'm saying, from the city. He received a high prestigious award, you know what I'm saying, for his participation in that. You know what I mean? So, you know, you gotta understand we was always there, grassroots on the ground, you know what I'm saying, dealing with with you know, as an ethnic community, you know what I'm saying, a people of melanin, you're not gonna say people of color, we are ethnic community, and private individuals, and we have goals and aims. Even Malcolm X. Malcolm X took the plight of so-called black people to the attention of the United Nations. That's also one of the reasons why they assassinated him, because he was going to the United Nations dealing in international affairs, interfacing with other nations after he had organized his what was it, the UOAA, the United or what was it, the United Muslim Mosque Incorporated, whatever it was called. Pardon me. Once he started up his organization, his international organization, he was able to go and interface with other international organizations, other nations. You know what I mean? So Malcolm X was nation building. The Father Allah was nation building. Noble Drew Ali was nation building. Elijah Muhammad was nation building. You understand? They were building. They wasn't sitting around bumping their gums, talking about, yo, this nigga, man, that's safe for God. What are you talking about, man? The father didn't teach that. Whatever, man. Keep on talking. Keep on talking. All that talking. I'm tired of talking. Only reason I'm talking right now, because, you know, wisdom is the form of communication to get your word across. So this is the only reason why I'm talking. But all of this that I'm putting in writing, I'm putting into action. So I'm not just talking about it. I'm walking about it. But anyway, so, you know, these unions' aims achieve common objectives in various spheres, you know what I'm saying? Political, economic, social, cultural, and scientific. So, you know what I mean? We dealing in all these realms. And as the Nation of Gods of Earth, the Nation of Islam, the Moorish Science Temple of America, we are all doing all these things. So, like I said, instead of us sitting here talking about, yo, now say for God, them niggas is Moors, them niggas is Muslims, we don't fuck with them, God. Now say for God, oh, the Moors, now I don't fuck with them niggas God body niggas, I don't fuck with them niggas, I don't fuck with the Muslim niggas, oh, Nation of Islam niggas, oh, now I don't fuck with them 5%ers, man, who they talking about them? Man, the Farad is Allah. Man, forget all of that, man. You know what I'm saying? Because all of that shit is all division. We are all being divided. You know what I'm saying? We need to understand that we are international organizations, and we need to unify as union states, nation states, and unify, man. Put all that bullshit aside, man. You know what I'm saying? And start building, start nation building, like our prophets, messengers, and fathers taught us to do. You know what I mean? They ain't say be sitting here arguing with each other over philosophies, arguing with each other over how you see this and that and all of that, and getting into physical fights over what's written on paper. Man, take what's written on paper and put it into action. Manifest the laws of succession. You know what I'm saying? Be successful. You know what I mean? Follow in succession of the forefathers. You know what I'm saying? And I didn't put on here Marcus Garvey, but Marcus Garvey as well was another forefather. You know what I'm saying? Another forerunner for the nation, for Noble Drew Ali. And they pay homage to Noble Drew Ali, just as Elijah Muhammad pays Noble Drew Ali paid homage to Marcus Garvey. He honored Marcus Garvey, just as Elijah Muhammad honored Noble Drew Ali, and just as the Father Allah honored Elijah Muhammad. So just as the Bible teaches us, you know, since in the Quran teaches us to honor all prophets, we honor all the prophets. We honor Muhammad. We honor Moses. We honor Jesus. We honor all the prophets, and even the present day prophets. You know what I'm saying? We honor these prophets to follow in succession of godhood. You understand? So, like I said, up until this current day, you know what I'm saying, the last one, you know, to come, the Father Allah, he came as nobody else ever came as the Father Allah. People came as the Son of Man, the Son of God, the Prophet of Allah, the Messenger of Allah, all these different things. But the Father came as Allah himself, the Father Allah. So he manifested himself in the highest title. And then, like I said, he manifested those 99 attributes, and from there built the nation. And we being the sons of Allah and the daughters of Allah, you know what I'm saying? And it may not have been, you know, Queen, you know, Dora, you know, his marital wife, but Sister Carmen. Sister Carmen was said to be the first earth, the oldest earth in this nation. So we give praise to Sister Carmen, because through Sister Carmen, we have the earths in this nation. You have your inheritance of knowledge and wisdom through Sister Carmen, and we as the gods in the nation, we have our law of succession through the Father Allah as the sons of Allah. You understand? So y'all hear what I'm saying, y'all? I just broke down some heavy science, y'all. You know what I'm saying? Like this is some jewels I'm just giving y'all, man. So I hope y'all paying attention, man. All of this is going into the laws of succession, bringing yourself back into the fold of nations, the fold of the family of nations, the family of men. You know what I mean? Because you know, when you're dealing with the state, the so-called state, whatever state you're in, the state gives all the so-called alleged rights to the mother. She's manipulated to think that she has all the rights. This is why she becomes selfish and tries to deny the man of his rights as the father. So what we as men, this is just a jewel for the men, we gotta know and come and understand the laws of succession. So we can bring ourselves back into the international fold of government, back into the international status, so that now you can come and have protected rights. You know, so I'm gonna just drop one jewel. You know, 18 U.S. Code Title 18, 18 U.S. Code 112, dealing with protection of foreign entities, protection internationally protected persons. So once you get yourself into this international forum, you will become an internationally protected person. So what am I going to do? What am I going to do? I'm going to take this document. I'm going to get this document. I'm going to have a notary attestation to this document where the notary is not necessarily going to notarize it, but they're just going to witness my signature. They're going to attest to the fact that I autographed this document. And I'm going to take it, get it authenticated, and so forth. And then I'm going to file it with not only the Department of State. First, we're going to file it with the Library of Congress. Go on a higher level. Go above the state and all of that. File it with the Library of Congress. Now it's an international filing. I'm going to get an ISBN number, International Standard Book Number, because this information is going in a book along with my will. Because, and also as a man, you have to manifest a will. We always talk about having a trust, but a trust is really nothing if you don't have a will. You know what I mean? Because thy will be done. Remember, thy will be done on heaven on earth as it is in heaven. And you know, Jesus said, the kingdom of heaven is within you. So we ain't talking about no heaven up in the sky floating around somewhere. We talking about the kingdom that is within you. So just like the Father said, pray to Allah that is within. The kingdom of heaven is within you. The kingdom of God is within you. So therefore, you have to know that, understand that, manifest that, and bring yourself back into your godhood, back into your fatherhood, back into the laws of succession. And on that note, you know what I mean? We're gonna say peace because, like I said, I didn't want this to be too long and whatnot. So, we're gonna end off on that note. And I hope y'all was able to see this, and I hope this recorded properly and everything like that. I'm about to upload this to the Facebook, so the Facebook fam could get it. You know what I mean? But I'm about to start going to different venues too, man. Because I don't know, man. Facebook, y'all on some next shit, man. I don't know if y'all get caught up in the fact that you know Elijah Muhammad said, "Who can judge a man but another man?" Y'all think I'm being judgmental because I have a standard of civilization and a standard of righteousness that I hold people to, especially when they say they are of the same nation and succession of the father that I claim. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm on some Jesus shit. I'm about my father's business. So if y'all acting like little kids and y'all haven't matured and y'all on Facebook doing immature 15-second TikTok attention span activity, then you should be ashamed of yourself, man. Like, come on, man. Y'all grown ass men and women up here doing little childish stuff. So y'all should be ashamed of yourself. So if I call y'all out on it, oh, who's this guy think he is? Mr. Righteous. Yeah, whatever, man. You know what I'm saying? Step your game up, man. Step your intelligence up. Step your maturity up. Step a whole lot of stuff up. You know what I'm saying? And I'm not speaking down on anyone, man. I'm just speaking real. And I'll leave y'all on a quote from young Pharaoh. You know, he said, if I climb the mountain, I get to look down upon you. Not saying that I want to look down upon you, but the fact is that I climbed the mountain, so therefore I am looking down upon you. Now, really, what I should be doing is looking and saying, like, well, damn, if I climb this mountain, metaphorically speaking, maybe I could grow wings and fly. You know what I'm saying? And go even higher than this because, it's no limit. The sky is the limit. It's infinite. So, but in the laws of succession, we tend to look back and we want to pull our people up. So the science is that, if I climb the mountain, I get to look down on you. If you don't want to be looked down upon, then you need to climb the mountain and get up here where I am so I can look you in your eyes. And we could be face to face, international, interfacing, nation to nation, man to man, not a man under a man or a nation within a nation or a nation under another nation. We're supposed to be a nation among nations, standing as a man next to another man, you know what I'm saying? Standing sufficiently, independently. You know what I mean? But anyway, y'all, I'm going to end on that note, y'all. You know what I mean? I love y'all. This is all out of love, peace, and happiness. Peace.